Gagamitin naman natin yung mga logarithmic functions para i-graph yung behavior ng isang logarithmic to exponential and exponential to logarithm. Now, to be able to graph a logarithmic function, kailangan maintindihan nyo na yung graph ng logarithmic pare-parehas lang ng behavior at nagkakaiba lang siya kung mag-change halimbawa yung sign ng x or yung numerical value na associated doon sa function. So for example, alam natin na ang graph ng linear function will always have y equals x. So ito ay linear function or linear equation kasi alam natin na yung highest exponent niya is 1. So yung mga graph ng y equal to x like y equal to 2x, y equal to 2x plus 3, or y equal to negative x minus 7 will all be align at ito yung graph or yung behavior ng graph ng isang linear function. Same as dito kung meron tayong quadratic function or y equal to x squared. So lahat ng mga y equal to x squared will have a pretty much the same behavior tulad nito. So ito yung parabola. So kung meron kang y equals negative x squared, meron kang parabola na mag-open pababa at pagka itong mga function na to ay merong iba-ibang mga number, magta-translate lang or iikot lang yung parabola nyo dito sa inyong xy plane. So ito yung last illustration ko, which is a cubic function. So alam natin na yung cubic function has its basic graph like this. So mag-change ulit siya kapag may mga numbers around the x's or kung magkakaroon ka mga negative x doon sa inyong function. Now, sa isang logarithmic function, kailangan malaman nyo yung inverse ng logarithmic function kasi alam natin na yung logarithmic function related sa exponential function. Ito ang graph ng isang exponential function. Ang y-intercept ng isang exponential function will be at 0, 1 given that your function is similar to this one. So halimbawa, meron kang y equals 5x or y equals 7x or y equals 222x, yung inyong y-intercept ay hindi magbabago at yung behavior ng inyong exponential function will still be the same. So ang domain niya will be all real numbers. It means yung mga nasasakupang value ng inyong graph along the x-axis will all real numbers at yung range mo will just be all the values na positive along the y-axis. Kaya y is greater than 0. At ang y-intercept nyo hindi mag-change kasi lagi siyang 0 and 1 provided na yung inyong function will look like this. Now, for the graph of the logarithmic function, which is basically the inverse of your exponential function, may similar behavior din siya. Kaso nga lang, instead na yung graph nyo nandito sa, sumasakop dito sa first and second quadrant, ito namang graph nitong logarithmic function, ang sinasakop naman niya will be your first quadrant and your fourth quadrant. Kaya, ang inyong domain will be x greater than 0 o lahat lang ng values na positive dito sa x's at yung inyong y values will be all real numbers at ang nasasakupan niya will be all the values along the vertical line. So ito yung magiging mga values nyo for a logarithmic function. Now, yung y-intercept naman niya mag-iiba na. Kung yung y-intercept na exponential will be 0, 1, yung y-intercept naman ng logarithmic will be 1 and 0. At mas maiintindihan nyo tong graph ng logarithm doon sa mga susunod kong examples. Ngayon, tandaan nyo na tulad ng mga linear function, kapag meron kang y equals x plus 2 or y equals x minus 5, lahat yan ay mga lines. Same thing with logarithms. Kapag may logarithms ka, usually yung behavior ng graph nyo will be similar. So ito yung unang example ko, yung graph ng logarithm of x base 5. At since parehas siya noong nauna nating example, which is logarithm of x base a, nag-iiba lang yung mga values ng bases nyo. Pero yung behavior ng graph will be the same. So if I have logarithm of x base 5, yung y-intercept ko will be 1, 0, at ito yung behavior ng aking graph. Yung domain ko will be all positive numbers, at yung range ko will be all real numbers. Same thing with f of x is equal to logarithm of x base 32. So kahit gaanong kalaki yung base nyo, yung behavior ng graph mo will still be the same. So I will still have my x-intercept at 1, 0, Tapos, yung behavior ng graph ko will just accommodate yung mga values ng positive x at lahat ng values ng y with this particular behavior. Now, kung i-graph ko naman yung inverse ng y equals logarithm of x base 7, so mapapansin nyo lahat yan x, nag-iiba-iba lang yung mga bases. At kahit mag-iba-iba yung mga bases, yung mga graph ko will have the same behavior. At magiging parehas din siya dito sa aking graph number 3. Ang problema nga lang is that kailangan kong i-graph is yung inverse at hindi yung logarithm of x by 7. So, i-graph ko pa rin naman yung logarithm of x by base 7 para makita nyo kung paano ko i-graph yung kanyang inverse. So, ito yung graph ng logarithm of x base 7. So, magkakapatid lang yan. Pare-parehas sila ng itsura, pero ang kailangan ko or ang concern ko is kung paano kunin yung inverse ng log of x. At ang inverse ng log of x is y equal to 7 raised to x. So, pag convert nito into exponential, it will be 7 raised to x equal to y. At ito yung graph ng inyong inverse. So, itong line na to, y equals x, ito yung inyong asymptote or ito yung wall nyo. Tapos, since alam natin na ang graph ng exponential function is covering all the domain on x at yung range ng values nyo is mga positive values ng y, kaya ito yung graph ng inverse ng logarithm of x base 7, which is basically y equal to 7 raised to x, which is parehas noong graph na pinakita ko dun sa first slide. At dito sa example number 2 ko, pinagsama-sama ko yung mga graph para makita nyo ang behavior ng isang graph kung paano siya mag-move around the xy axis sa pagkakaiba-iba ng inyong mga axis. So mapapansin nyo sa graph number 1 ko, ito yung ating standard graph ng logarithm of x base 5. So ito yung mga itsura ng graph na nauna kong pinakita dun sa first 2 slides. Tapos, nag-iba na siya sa problem number 2, nagkaroon na ako ng negative x dito. At sa problem number 3, meron akong x plus 3. At sa problem number 4, I have x plus 3 minus 2. So, mapapansin nyo, pare-parehas siya ng base. At ang nag-iiba-iba lang is yung value ko o yung itsura ng x ko. So, paano natin i-graph yung 1, 2, 3, and 4 dito sa xy plane? So, kailangan nyo muna ng basis. At yung graph nyo will be your standard graph ng logarithm of x base 5. At ito yung inyong logarithm of x base 5 with the x-intercept at 1, 0. So, mag-change lang siya. For example, itong first logarithmic function nyo, meron ako ditong curve. Let's say ito yung curve ng aking logarithm. Medyo okay. So, let's say ito yung graph ng aking logarithm. Ito yung aking logarithm of x base 5. So, sa number 2, meron akong logarithm of negative x base 5. So, to graph this function, ang graph lang niya will be the reflection of this same graph along the y-axis. So, binaliktad nyo lang or mirror image noong unang graph nyo. Kaya, ito yung graph ng logarithm of negative x base 5. So, parehas lang dito. From here, nagkaroon ka lang ng mirror image. So, yan yung mga graph or itsura ng graph ng mga logarithm of negative x base 5. At ito naman logarithm of x plus 3 base 5. So, dito ulit tayo magba-base. Dito sa logarithm of x base 5. Ang logarithm of x plus 3 base 5 is basically counting 3 units to the left. So, kung positive 3 to, papunta ka doon sa opposite direction. So, kung positive 3 yan, 1, 2, 3. Kaya, andito yung ating pulang graph. So, yan yung translation or ganyan lang gumagalaw yung graph natin kapag meron tayong ganitong equation. At dun sa last translation natin, logarithm of x plus 3 minus 2 base 5. So, dito ulit tayo mag-uumpisa. So, positive 3 is going to the left, 3 units. 1, 2, 3. At yung negative 2 nyo naman is pababa. So, you have 2 units going down. So, I have 1, 2. Kaya yung inyong point dito or point of inflection will be at negative 2, 2. Kasi yung movement nyo is 3, going to the left at 2 going down. So, ito pa rin yung graph ng logarithm. So, ganyan nag-change yung mga graph ng logarithm nyo base dito sa mga examples na to.